This is the opening frame of a video file discovered on an abandoned drive. It shows a player waking up in a completely ordinary bedroom, looking up at the ceiling. At first, it looks like a typical Minecraft survival let's play. But there is no UI. There is no commentary. The player slowly turns the camera toward the window. Looking out over a massive, hyper-realistic suburban neighborhood. It looks pristine, completely untouched, and entirely vacant. The file name for this footage wasn't a standard recording title. It was labeled Subject Entry Baseline. The first hint that something was fundamentally wrong with Sector 4 didn't happen out on the streets. It happened inside the default house. The investigator analyzing the footage noticed that while the player was moving through the rooms, the background simulation clocks were completely unresponsive. But then, they noticed the second anomaly. The player walks out the front door and looks down the block, a perfect row of houses, but it's dead silent. No birds, no wind, just a completely frozen neighborhood. As the investigator digs deeper into the files, they find the simulation log left behind by the server. It wasn't written by a human. It reads,
System anomaly detected. Clocks in sectors 1 through 50 have frozen at 11:16. Core engine tick rate has stalled. I am no longer observing the subject. I am locked inside the map with them.
Seeking answers, the player begins an aggressive search of the adjacent properties. They move quickly from house to house, breaking past the unlocked front doors, hunting for any sign of life. But every single building is a mirror image of the last. Clean, pristine, and entirely devoid of personal belongings. That is when the investigator discovers a massive, hidden file embedded within the map's texture directory. It's a running diagnostic log from the system itself, tracking the physical layout of the world. The text file contains a single, horrifying observation. Automated asset replication failure. Structural interiors are failing to populate data. The environment is eating its own memory files to maintain the rendering grid. The borders are beginning to shrink. Driven by a sudden shift in the footage, the player stops searching the houses. The camera movements become erratic, frantic, turning back to check corners every few blocks. The investigator points out that the local player files show a massive spike in movement inputs. They are running out of time. The player sprints toward the main highway, trying to find an exit, a path out of the neighborhood, anything that leads away from the loop. The coordinates on the debug screen are climbing rapidly, but the skybox remains completely fixed. The sun isn't moving. And then, the footage reaches its terminal point. The highway asphalt doesn't fade out. The grass blocks don't stop generating naturally. The entire world file simply clips off into a pitch-black, infinite void. The video ends with a perspective shift. The camera breaks free from the player, flying straight up into the atmosphere using a rendering mod. It looks down to show the entire neighborhood sitting perfectly isolated, a tiny square block floating alone in a dead, unrendered abyss. The final log entry recovered from the server frame reads, Initiating emergency developer exit sequence. Command rejected. External directory has been wiped from the outside host computer. I thought I built this neighborhood to keep them safe inside, but I didn't build a simulation. I built a cage, and we are both trapped inside the set.